Hi everyone, welcome to week 7, our last week of class. I'm going to go over what we're doing this week in our module, and it's already open today. That's why I'm going to go ahead and send this out in case you want to get started. Our week will officially end on Friday. Everything is due by Friday. That includes anything that you haven't turned in, anything that you wanted to redo. Everything is due by Friday. I have to have grades in early next week, so I need the weekend to make sure I have everything graded. You guys are continuing to do a good job on your lesson plans, your assignments. I know that I've been just finished grading everything for this week, so if you see that I missed something or you have a question about something, let me know. And I mean I finished everything for week 5. I'll start on week 6 today. So especially the blog post, if you look and you know you answered a blog post and you don't have credit for it, let me know so I can go back and make sure that I've got those correct. Moving on to week 7. You do not have any reading in the textbook this week, but we have, we're going to click here. We're going to just think a little bit about social networking in schools. This is something that schools definitely deal with. It says, please read and view the resources below, then answer the question posted here. So this is the discussion question for this week. And it's talking about social networking in school. You're just going to answer it. All of it needs to be done by Friday night. So your initial response by Wednesday, responds to peers by Friday. Okay, let's go back out of this. And there are 2 short articles here about social networking in schools that you can read that will help you to answer the discussion question. Our big assignment for this week is our website. So I'm going to skip over to the blog entry real quick and go ahead and just show you that, and then we'll come back and talk about the website. All right, so our blog entry this week shouldn't be too hard, so you're going to follow, and it says, of all the tools and concepts you learned in this course, what are the 2 most useful and why? What are the 2 you think this course could change or do without? I think some of you might say TrackStar because we had a lot of trouble with that. So there are no right or wrong answers, of course. Your credit on this is based that you answered all parts of the question. So that should be a pretty easy thing to do, and you can do that whenever you want. It's due by Friday, of course. Okay, our web page. The culminating assignment in this class is not a final exam, it's creating a web page. So let's look at what you have to do, and then we're going to talk about some options that you have in creating this web page. So we're going to look at this doc that describes what we're looking for, and of course there's a rubric. So when you finish your web page, whatever method you choose to create it, go through this rubric, make sure that you have everything. Okay, so the web page assignment. So for this assignment, you're going to create a 3-page website. So your website should have 3 pages. Okay, you may create the page to be used in the class that you're already teaching, or just in your future imaginary class. Okay, so the basic requirements are described here. You're welcome to go above and beyond, but these are your basic requirements. Your first page, go away from me there, is your home page. This is where you introduce yourself to your students and parents. You want to provide a brief description of yourself and your class, and include other introductory information that you would like people to know about yourself. Now be careful, don't give out too much personal information. Like I would never put my own cell phone number on there. But Google Voice, if you guys haven't discovered that, is a good alternative to that if you still want to be able to text students and that kind of thing. You want to have a picture, a photo of you would be great, or even a little short video if you wanted to do that, but that's not required. It should have at least 2 working hyperlinks. They have to work, and they need to be appropriate. You know, you shouldn't have a hyperlink to just random YouTube video or something like that. It needs to be something appropriate. So maybe like some performance standards that would go along with your class, or maybe if you're already in a school system, for example, I live in Clark County, I might have like the link to the Clark County Schools page. All right, then you have a student page. This page is aimed at students. So you want to be thinking about the grade level, which should be evident on your home page. How can you best use this? Depending on what grade level you have, the amount of text you have may or may not be appropriate. So too much text for a kindergarten, first grade, definitely probably want to go more with graphics, that kind of thing. But you definitely want to have some information. You want to provide them with some information, maybe some announcements, Maybe you have some homework help on there, that kind of stuff. If you're designing it, it should be developmentally appropriate, we just said. And there are some examples. You want to make it visually exciting but not distracting. You should include a link to your podcast on this page. And this is in a link to your blog. I need to change this because we did not create our own blogs this time in class. So I'm going to make sure that I change that on the rubric and here. So that is, the blog part is not necessary. But you should also have 2 other working links on the page to other websites that are appropriate. Okay, then you have your parent page. And this page is information for parents. It might have class rules, testing advice, supply lists, any of that stuff. And it also needs to have 2 working hyperlinks on this page. So you want to start off by planning your website. You can use Mind42 or some other concept web, or just sketch it out on a piece of paper, but have an idea about what you want it to look like before you jump into it. And you might even want to look around at some other classroom websites. You could do a quick Google search and find more than you want. All right, so here is the rubric down here, and like I said, I will make sure the blog is not on this rubric. Okay, so just ignore that part about the blog. The rubric is fine. All right, so let's pop back over here into our module. This course was not designed by me, and they push you towards Google Sites. You have a Google account with Bernal, that's your email address, and so you can use Google Sites, and here are some things to help you. I like Weebly. Here is a Weebly tutorial right here. It's a YouTube video. I find Weebly so much more user-friendly than Google Sites. It's so much easier. It's prettier. It's a lot prettier. So, but this is not to discourage you if you want to use Google Sites, because I'm grading you on what the rubric is. So you use whichever one you feel more comfortable with. And if you have another one, if you've used Wix or something else that you're like, I know how to use this already, I want to use this, go ahead. It's fine. We just need a website. Now make sure if you're doing Google Sites that you have your Google site set to be open. Okay, it has to be open to the public, otherwise I can't see it to grade it. And I have had students not do that in the past. Then I go to grade it, I can't. I had try to get in touch with them, I can't, and you know, they don't get the grade that they would like because I can't grade the site. So please make sure that you do that. I really just make sure that it's public, that you make it public, because I have to grade it. Okay. This is what we're doing this week. This is our last week. Everything is due by August 19th, which is Friday, okay? I'm going to add, I'll put the discussion question right here too, just so you can see it. But everything is due by Friday. Like I said, I have to get grades in. If you have questions, concerns, anything, shoot me an email, and we'll get you taken care of. So make sure you have everything in by Friday. No late work this week. No late work this week. Okay. All right, guys, have a great weekend and a great week, and I look forward to seeing your websites.